Unfortunately.
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 Let me get this real
Oh,
fast.
I'm sorry.
What's wrong with UIC?
Oh, it's not. It wasn't my first choice. That's all.
Oh, okay. I thought that was some Chicago finest right there.
Yeah. I guess because it's like still in the city, people don't see it as that. So like you have to have gone to like U of I and Champaign.
I mean, it's definitely different. I mean, I don't think I've ever been in this area though.
Mm-hmm.
Like I see this Popeyes right here, look.
Yeah.
Proper as fuck.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen one that looks like that.
It's not new, but it was like new for us. Like maybe it was my last year here when it came up.
Oh, okay. And this is the dorm you used to stay in?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, well, get started.
Cool.
We already recording. Welcome to the $1 Million Meetup.
Thank you for having me.
Here today with, Bimi, extremely talented, beautiful artist.
Thank you.
I ain't gonna lie, I've been bumping your shit all week now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? Do you have a favorite?
Yes. I don't know the name of it, but I'm gonna tell you right now, actually. But I've been playing you all week though. So it's like, while I pull up this song, we can just get started on how did you, start, getting, interested in music?
I want to give you the generic answer. Like, I've been singing all my life. But it's the truth. Like, it really is the truth. I've been singing all my life. Again? Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's an old one. It's up there in my favorites, too, honestly. Maybe my second or third favorite. But yeah, I've been singing all my life. I feel like it's what a lot of my family members know me for.
Yeah.
Like the family members I had back in Nigeria, they're always asking about, is she singing still? Is she still singing?
Oh,
and that's just, I was that kid. I was a kid that like would sing all around the house, and I couldn't take me anywhere because I'd start serenading people outside. So yeah. I've been singing all my life, but I started taking it more seriously when I got to college.
Yeah.
So at UIC, I started writing songs, and that's kind of where it started.
So before, you started writing songs, was it just you singing on like at the church? Or?
Yeah. So I was in choir when I was in grade school, and then my freshman year at UIC, I was in a gospel choir. Freshman and sophomore year, actually. And it was a lot of fun. It helped me to do what I like doing. So yeah, I was doing choir. I wasn't really making any music of my own. I was singing with a group. And then eventually I was like, I kind of want to start writing again. I'm not really, it didn't come out of nowhere. It wasn't like a thing that just kind of disappeared and I came back to music. It was always there. So, yeah.
I can feel that. So did you start off making, gospel music?
You don't know. No. I felt bad about that,
That would be a, drastic switch.
Right. I love the Lord, I do, but I was not making, no. But you know what? A lot of the things that, I wrote, when I first started writing, because I wrote a little bit in high school, too, and if you thought about it in a different perspective, it could have been gospel. Yeah. It's like I'm writing about love. It could be God. Right. So, but yes, I was not doing gospel. It was a little more secular. I started off really with R&B sounds. I'm really inspired by the 2000s and 90s R&B artists. But yeah.
Yeah, the 90s was
a great time.
Man, that was just a completely different era for R&B, man.
Yeah. It was a lot, the lyrics were direct.
Yeah.
It was just you hurt me, and this is how you hurt me, and this is how it made me feel.
I love you.
But I love you.
Can we make it work?
Right. Can we make it work? Now it's you can just die.
Yeah,
can just die.
Exactly. So is that how you would describe the type of music you make as R&B?
Yes. I think after a while I started kind of drifting towards Afro R&B and Afro pop. Because it became really popular over here. I had always been listening to Afro beats, but it became a thing recently in the last maybe 5-ish years, maybe even longer. So I was like, well, I am Afro, so let me see if I can, try and incorporate some of my heritage and my culture into my music. Music that I already like. So it worked. It worked with the song that you like. Again, that was one of the first times I ever tried it. And it wasn't even like super Afrobeat, but I just wanted to see if it would work, and I liked it. So I think I would call myself an Afro R&B, regular R&B pop artist. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a whole new like genre.
Yes. Afro fusion, if you will.
So what's for like everybody out there like don't know, because I'm somebody that like don't know.
Mm-hmm.
like what's the whole Afrobeat thing? I think I've become like familiar with it or like hearing it maybe over the last year, but I don't necessarily understand what it is.
It sounds from Africa. Sounds from every African country. Predominantly right now, I feel like Nigeria and Ghana are really taking over. But it sounds from Africa. It's rhythm and blues with more rhythm than blues. A lot more rhythm than blues. It's really infectious music, really infectious melodies that you can like dance to. Like you can dance to a song about being hurt. Like it's weird. It's like, we can move to this, but I kind of want to cry a little bit. But this is jiggy,
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's how I would describe it. It's music that you can dance to but still feel something at the same time.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
Because not that I was like confused or anything, but I'm like, these lyrics are like really hitting me. But at the same time, like I'm dancing. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those things. So
right.
It's like it creates like a really unique feel to the music.
Yeah.
And like I feel like all your songs really got, like that type of like hit to it.
Thank you. Yeah. Like I said, I started off with R&B, and like love is like the main topic of music for me.
Yeah.
Because it's been one of the biggest like influences in my life. It's like biggest experiences, things that I can say I can speak on, and it be true to my experience.
Yeah.
But I decided to add some extra drums and hi-hats to my love music.
I feel you. See, now I gotta go there with you. How has love influenced your music? Like you just spoke on it a little bit.
Well, it's like I said, it's the base of everything. It's kind of what started me back into music. Like I said, it never went away, but it was just kind of like an experience that I had that caused me to start writing again. Like I could not cope like any other way, and it just kind of started. I was just like, let me write this down. Maybe if I write it down, and then it turned into a song, and then I went to the studio, and then before you know it, I had my very first song. So that's kind of how it impacted my music career. And like I said, all the songs that I have, most of the songs that I have are about love and my experiences, other people's experiences, things that I've witnessed, things that I have to dig deep into my imagination. Because there's some love experiences that I've yet to experience, so I have to pretend, if you will. But yeah, love is a huge part of my music for sure.
Yeah, so it's definitely not all like completely your story, man.
No.
And I guess that's the thing about being an artist or just a creator in general. It's like you can like draw that inspiration, like really take it anywhere.
Definitely. It happens all the time. I be feeling bad. I'm just like, should I write about this girl's story? I'm gonna do it.
Oh, no, what? Do they know it's about them?
No,
oh,
I would never. But I mean, it makes for good music. It doesn't really have to be about anybody for it to be good.
Yeah, I feel
they don't need to know who this is about for you to like the song.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Well, you mentioned that again was one of your favorite songs.
Yeah.
What's the favorite song? What's your favorite song that you made and why?
I think because I have a lot of unreleased music too, so I'm going through the catalog.
Yeah, I be seeing you on IG and busy. I'm like checking the Spotify.
I'm working. I've been working. I think right now my favorite song of mine is Believer. I wrote it at night. I wrote it at night. I started writing it at night, and I just knew, I was like, this is good. Like, this is a hit of sorts. And I woke up in the morning and I was like, this is trash. Like, this is absolute trash. what is this? Go back to school. It's like, this, you're done. This is done. So I tried to take some of the lyrics and like make it into a whole nother song, whole different beat. And that wasn't working either. So I was like, Lord, I literally had to pray about it. I was like, God, help me find the words to finish this song, and help me find the confidence in myself to recognize that it's good.
Yeah.
So I finished it up. I wrote the third verse, and then I went into the studio and put it down to see, because it's different when you're like singing it in your head, singing it in your room, and then when you actually go and record it. I was like, okay, God, please, when I put this down, let it sound the way I think it's gonna sound. And that's exactly what happened. I recorded the song in like 3-4 hours. It normally takes, a little longer than that, a couple sessions, to really wrap the song up. And I got it down in, I think it was like 3 or 4 hours the first session, and I came back to tweak some things for another hour on another day. And that was how we had Believer. And it's catchy. It's my mom's favorite. So
that's like,
yeah.
If the mom gave you the stamp.
Right. She really likes. She's like, why didn't that one get a video? I'm like, because I had just come off a video for the last one, the one before that, Blow Your Mind, and videos are not $5.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, Believer had to suffer on the video end, but it's a good song. I like it.
Yeah, I feel you. I like that one too. So you just put out a new visual too, right?
Yes, for my song Too Fast.
Too Fast.
Too Fast.
So is your process the same for, every song? You put out song, you want to do a visual?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I do song, visual. I think I might eventually like start doing like song and visual together. I think it's just the keeping content and the being able to dish it out at my own disposal. Like I want to, see if people even like the song or listen to the song before I then give a visual. A visual. Right.
Yeah. Boy, going somewhere. Hold on, I ain't gonna hit you with the real road rage.
No, I have bad road rage. Like it's not okay.
I don't gotta hide it.
No, not at all. Somebody tried to cross the street while my light was still green, and like they see me speeding trying to get through the intersection, and he's like moseying on down. So I got super close. Like, do you want to die today?
Oh shit! I would have let you hit me. Cut
right.
The check. But no, that definitely makes sense in terms of like your process.
Yep.
So do you produce, like make the beats?
No, I wish that's something that I want to get into eventually, but I don't. When I first started, I was just finding random beats on YouTube.
Yeah.
For free or for not free. Taking them anyway. And then I have a friend, a really good friend of mine who shoots all of my videos, who's made the majority of my beats actually. Eleno is his name, Eleno Wise. And the video studios is Pink Room Studios. So he does a lot of the beats. The beat for Believer actually was a YouTube beat. But Too Fast, the video that I just put out, was one of Eleno's beats. So yeah, I get beats from everywhere. I'm meeting a lot of producers in the city and people in the city who make beats or are trying to get into making beats. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I feel like that's where like a lot of like artists start.
Right.
But especially like in Chicago, you say you've been meeting like a lot of different people and producers in general. I know like a stigma Chicago has for like, whether it be like hip hop artists, R&B artists, is the fact that like nobody's like really like helping one another.
Yeah.
Is that something like you've experienced too?
It to an extent, yes. Okay. With the beats, like people are very like open and willing when I tell them, oh, I'm an artist, and I don't really have to like ask for beats. They're like, oh, I have some beats for you, or I have, I can see if I can cook something up for you. I'm like, okay, thanks. Otherwise, I was gonna go on YouTube. But thank you, yeah. But it hasn't, in terms of like getting beats, it hasn't been an issue. But I think just support in general in Chicago can sometimes be a little strained. When you're trying to pursue something that so many other people are pursuing too, it becomes I guess sort of not a competition, but people are just like, you know, hesitant.
Yeah, they look at it like a competition when it's like
we're all trying to get to the same place, to the same needs.
And that's the thing, because it's like Chicago's just filled with like so much talent.
A lot of talent.
Where it's like,
a lot of talent.
Shit, if I could get a feature or like whatever I need to, like
right.
we could blow this shit up. But it's
right.
like,
The both of us can eat, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, it's not like that. Or I'm hearing it's not like that all the time. I don't
right.
know
Right. I haven't experienced anything like super negative in terms of people just not wanting to help, not wanting to support like at all. They'll always text back, they'll always email back. But sometimes it just kind of stops there, or it doesn't go any further than just a certain level of help. You know?
I feel you. That definitely makes sense. What about in terms of like being like a black female trying to come up in the music industry?
That's a whole nother car ride. That's a whole nother car ride. I like I said, I haven't experienced what I know some other black female artists have experienced in trying to come up, but I can see that it's an uphill battle, and it's just gonna get steeper from here. I think one of the hardest parts is just getting people to take you seriously. I think, like I said, because so many people are trying to become artists and trying to sing, trying to rap, just trying to be in the industry, period. They just look at you as just another black girl who's trying to sing and isn't trying to go to school. Just like, I went to school and I was writing music while I was in school. Like, I was just in school just to be in school, just to say I have a degree. Because music was always what I was gonna do, right? So that's one of the biggest things, is just getting people to just take you seriously. But yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. Being black, period, in any industry, it is not easy. But God is there. God is there.
Always good.
Right.
So in terms of like music, who's like your like biggest like influence?
It honestly changes like month to month, because there's always these new artists, new music. I think in terms of where I'm at right now, obviously Beyonce. Just in terms of her.
Like Beyonce gonna be like everybody.
Everybody. It's just like, how can you not be inspired by somebody like her? Just her work ethic and her performance, her stage presence is just incredible. I think vocally, I'm a huge fan of Toni Braxton and Brandy. I draw a lot of I draw a lot of inspiration from those two. They just know how to do something with their voices that not a lot of people can do. Like taking it low, as female vocalists, they can go down there, and it's just like, how are you, like, are you breathing? Like, are you okay? I don't really know, but they have amazing voices, and I definitely love those low tones. Male artists, I think one of my biggest inspirations growing up was Usher. And at first,
that boy was sizzling.
I know.
At some point.
He's still sizzling. he's
still
out here making music, sounding good. I'm just like, how are you still doing this?
I didn't even know.
You're like, Usher's still alive? That's not okay.
I knew he was alive. I'm like,
right. No, he's still making music. It's not as much as before, unfortunately. But he was one of my biggest. At first, it was just because I had a little crush on him, and then as I grew up, and I was like, he has talent. This man that I've been crushing on is actually really talented. So yeah.
What's your favorite Usher project?
Oh God, I can't even. That's a hard one. That's a really hard one, because I want to give you Confessions, but Confessions was really good.
No, it was.
Confessions was really good.
It was some savage shit too. Man, my God.
One of my favorite. I remember growing up, I would always watch the Caught Up video. You know that song?
Oh, Caught Up. Oh,
that video would have me in front of my TV, like.
Such an underrated song.
It's such an Yes, you're right. But no, that was one of my favorite Usher songs of like all time. Yeah, I know he has better ones, but that, for me personally, that was it for me. I don't know, he's got some really good ones, but I would say Confessions was a hit. The entire album.
Yeah, it was. No, I think it's interesting that you say like the Caught Up, because it was like when I had like my first little like iPod, like the little screen.
Yes, that didn't have a screen. Mine didn't have a screen.
Oh, mine didn't either. I would like literally like write out the list for like one of my homies to like put the songs on.
Oh yeah.
And Caught Up was like always one of the first ones.
To different time.
Yeah.
It's a very different time.
Very different time. But yeah, Usher's like, I mean, he's legend status. He's already like solidified.
Yeah. I think he could go like in these versus battles. I think he could go toe to toe with Beyonce. I think he could. But if we're doing like same sex, then obviously not. But like, cause I've been hearing about Usher versus Justin Timberlake
I think
versus, but I think that's fair. I think it's fair.
Or a Chris Brown versus Usher.
Right, but I feel like Usher has a leg up because he was around longer. They're both extremely talented, but Usher had more time to build his discography.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah. His catalog definitely a lot deeper than Chris Brown is at this point.
Yeah.
But I didn't know he still made music. I'm just
yeah. I don't know if there's like a new album or just singles that he's dropping, but either way, I'm listening.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, so as an artist, like, is there a limit to like who you won't listen to?
No, I think I listen to all music because if it's good music is good music. It doesn't matter who sang it or who what artist it is. I would say that I don't listen to a whole lot of like country music. But country music it can be good. It can be good. Don't get me wrong. Like it's there's a couple. I just discovered Dan and Shay. You ever heard that song When I Taste Tequila?
No.
It's a good one. It's a good one. I think it's called Tequila, but they're good. They're really good. Carrie Underwood. I love country when it's certain artists, like the artists that I know and the artists that I enjoy. Because I was watching American Idol a lot too, so Carrie Underwood is like special to me.
Oh, she was
she was a winner. She was a winner. Yeah. So, but yeah, country music is not like top of my playlist, but it's not like I won't listen to it. But
if you could get a country music feature, who would it be? You can't say Carrie Underwood.
Damn it. I don't know. I'm trying to think of their names because if I see them, I'll know who it is. But like I don't know all the artists' names.
Yeah.
Good old Tim McGraw.
Tim McGraw.
Put him on a song, it's a hit.
Hey, him and Nelly did do a whole album.
Right, and it was a hit.
That was a hit.
So I guess Tim McGraw. After Carrie, I love Carrie.
Well, say if you get a feature from anybody.
Oh man. I joke about this all the time because at this point it sometimes just seems like impossible because you're still a struggling artist, an aspiring artist. But I really would love a feature from Drake. Yes. It feels like he has that golden touch.
Yeah.
Like everything he does, it just turns to gold. Like it's great.
Yeah, that's great.
Like undoubtedly. So yeah.
What type of song would it be though?
Because
I feel like Drake got those dimensions
he
can do something, Afrobeat, but he can also do something like super slow and soft, like on some like R&B, like super lovey-dovey type shit too.
I hadn't thought about it. I hadn't thought that through like that. If I had to give you an answer right now, I'd say like an Afrobeat type of song. I think it'd be Club Banger once clubs open back up. Once the clubs open back up, Club Banger type of music, festival type music. Yeah, an Afrobeat song. Yeah.
Yeah, I can feel that. That'd be some heat.
I think so, Drake. I think so.
So you kind of like touched on like when the clubs open back up, like the whole like COVID situation.
Yeah.
Like how has that been in terms of being able to record and just staying in like a creative mindset?
It's been hard. It's been tough. I just started recording again. At the beginning of it, I was recording with my friend that I mentioned earlier, Leno. He's got a home studio, so we would have our masks on and be in like separate room. I record in a separate room and record. That's why I recorded too fast.
Yeah.
But in terms of just staying inspired and staying remaining an artist. It's been hard because it's like when you have to be inside all the time and stay away from people, you can't experience things.
Yeah.
And without experience, you can't, get inspiration. You can't write about things. So you really have to dig into your imagination then. So, or dig, back into your memory or what have you. But it's been rough, but I've been doing it. I've been writing. I've been collecting beats. And I've been recently recording.
Yeah, so is it just like, so it's like the visuals, like, so you just gonna put out like more visuals, like kind of stay on top of.
Right. So like the more I record, I don't want to do visuals. I probably won't do visuals for every single song, but I kind of pick and choose which ones I think deserve visuals, which ones I think are like good enough to like be seen and not just heard.
Yeah.
But yeah, visuals will also be a part of the coming months and really the entire year.
How do you make that distinction? Like which ones deserve visuals? Because I feel like the ones you have on Spotify, I feel like all of those could have had a video.
I think so too. It's partially resources. Like I said, the last time it was like, okay, we just came off of a video. I'm not signed. I'm an independent artist, so I'm using my money to fund out like all of this.
Yeah.
So it comes down to that, but it's also just what feeling I have when I listen to the song. Like, can I envision the video? If I can't envision the video, it's not getting a video.
Yeah.
It just, it's just like I can't really come up with anything. If I can't envision myself performing it, like sometimes I can really like see the stage, see the lights, see the people, like see myself performing the song. And if I can't 100% see it, it's like, all right, this is just gonna be a single, and that's just what it's gonna be.
Oh.
Yeah.
That definitely makes sense. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to like visualize it now. Like,
right. It's hard because we came up with some ideas for Again.
Yeah.
But I think when I recorded it, it was cold, and it's very much like a warm weather type of song. So it's like, all right, by the time the weather warms up, it's gonna be like 3, 4, 5 months. The song would be 3, 4, 5 months old. So it's like that timing is not. Yeah.
Well, do you ever just like? I know you said you got like a lot of unreleased music.
Yeah.
So is this music you just plan to like sit on?
Oh no,
like,
no.
For a while, or?
Right now I'm debating whether or not I want to do a project, whether it's like a short EP or like a full-on album.
I didn't want to ask you.
I don't know if I'm gonna do a whole album or like something 5, 6 songs or whatever. I don't know, because some of the songs, it's like I try and play them right after another to see if they would fit together as like a project, and they do, but they don't. So I'm still making that decision, because it's like this could just be a culmination of who I am and who I am as an artist, or I could just release these songs separately. You know?
I feel you. Nah, because that's the same thing I thought when I was going through the songs you have on Spotify. I was like, this would have been like a really nice like EP.
Yeah.
Because
I agree.
Because I know R&B singers, like you get like her, Summer Walker, like they'll do like an EP with maybe like 4 or 5 songs, and it's like, oh man, this is like perfect.
Right.
Especially, and I feel like it's like beneficial like newer artists who is like a formal like this is me, this is what I do.
For sure.
So on and so forth. But I was definitely getting that feel like, man, this would be like an amazing EP.
Right. It's hard sometimes when you have such different sounding songs.
Yeah.
Because I just like I don't know if you've listened to Wizkid's like last album, Made in Lagos, but it flows very well. Like all of the beats are like a similar vibe. The songs are similar vibe, but they're somehow still different, but it's not like too different. So I feel like that was a good way to like do a collection. But the songs that I have right now that I'm kind of sitting on, they're all very distinct from each other. So it's like, are these album songs or are these just singles?
Yeah, I feel you on that. That definitely makes sense. So it's like, do you got like a different level or like mode you get into? Like if you thinking like, okay, this is an album song, or is it just like a song, like a single, and
Yes, I think it's once I hear. People just, they don't pay attention. Is when I just have to hear it. I just have to feel it. There's a song I'm working on right now that when I just did the demo, like the very first time, it was the first time I wrote inside of the studio. So normally I like get the beat, I write at home, I write wherever I'm writing. I'm just not in the studio. I don't know. It's just never been a thing that I did until that day. Yeah. So I wrote the song there. We recorded it there, and it just we looked at each other like, all right, I think we got one. I think we got one. It just I don't know. It was good. It was great. And then I, a couple months